Hey guys, it is almost 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and I had planned on doing a lot of filming for you guys today, but I got super busy. I did some shopping this week, yesterday on my lunch break, and last night after work for my parents and family and kids and things like that, trying to get them stocked up. When Chris and I went to take the stuff and drop it off at my parents, we realized that their freezer door had been left open and their whole freezer had defrosted. So cleaned that out, and I'm trying to salvage what meat I can in the oven right now. I have that going. And since I was working on that and my kitchen was already destroyed, I decided it was time to clean out the fridges, clean out the freezer, try and make some space. So what I have going right now, I have apples in the sink that I've literally had in our office refrigerator since I think November. I'm gonna make applesauce with them. I've been taking out of them and making apple pies and other apple dishes. So I think I have about a half a case to 2/3 of a case of apples. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get that going in my Power Pressure Cooker XL, just so that they'll bake down soft. It makes it easier for me to do the applesauce that way. And then in my Instant Pot, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a bunch of scraps out of the freezer and do some veggie stock, because I have multiple gallon bags full of vegetable scraps. So if I'm gonna get my canner going, I may as well do a few things. And once I get the veggies done, I might do some chicken stock, because I have bones and skin and things like that that I have been saving in the freezer. And I also have 2 Cornish game hens going in the oven right now that I'm trying to save, that were my parents'. They had started defrosting, so they had to be cooked. So I may end up taking the bones. I'm not sure yet on that. It just depends on how much I get when I clean out the inside freezer and the outside freezer. So that is what I have going right now. I'll show you how much I have. Okay, so this is my sink full of apples. I have them in vinegar water right now, just getting clean. You can see some of them are starting to get pruny and stuff like that, but that's still fine for applesauce. They're just starting to look a little rough. They're still good. I cleaned out the fridge and I went through, I had a flat of strawberries. I had split those up and taken them to family, and some of them were getting really soft. So all this is gonna go to the chickens, and this is some leftover veggies that are gonna go to the dogs. But that is all cleaned out from the fridge, and I'm getting my 2 cookers going here on the stove, so we can have that. I have chicken there that's already cooked, and then I have my Cornish game hens down here in the freezer. There's a bunch of venison burger, ground beef or ground venison that had completely defrosted. So I already have all that cooked up and in a separate bowl, and that's gonna go in the dog's dog food. I didn't trust that. The chicken was still pretty frozen, but the ground beef was on another shelf, or the ground venison, and it had completely defrosted. So the dogs will be enjoying that. So I'm gonna finish going ahead and getting these in my Power Pressure Cooker XL, and I'm just gonna set them on crock pot for now. And the same thing with the veggie scraps. I'm just gonna set them on slow cooker or crock pot mode or whatever, and just let them start cooking down with probably, I usually just put enough water in there to cover all the vegetable scraps. So I don't measure it out, I just dump it in. So let me go ahead and get those going. My Power Pressure Cooker is full of apples to the top. I still have quite a few apples left over. Either I can put them in the fridge, I saved out all the best ones, and either I can put them in the fridge and use them for something else, or I can wait until this cooks down some and softens up and just throw those in there and let them cook. But because this is so full, I'm just gonna put a piece of aluminum foil over the top and just set the lid on it until they start to soften and I can smush everything down. And then I decided to throw some chicken and turkey in with my veggie scraps. I had some very wimpy celery in the fridge and threw that in there. So there's carrots and onions and garlic and celery and herbs and peppers and all that in there, along with some chicken and turkey bone, skin, that kind of thing. So I'll make some turkey or some poultry stock with veggies and some applesauce. And I will get my canner out either late tonight or tomorrow and can everything up, because this stuff can just cook for a while. I can turn the apples off and they'll stay warm. It just depends on how the rest of my day goes. But I'll go ahead and get all this stuff cooked down. It's something I've been needing to do for a while, and I've just been putting it off because I'm tired. But it's something that needs to be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the lids on these and let them finish cooking away. Hey guys, it is Sunday. You'll have to excuse my unmakeup self. I am canning, cooking, cleaning, laundry, all of that, and it is pretty late on Sunday. Chris and I took it easy this morning. Church was canceled. We slept in, really needed it. So now I'm playing catch up on getting everything done before we work tomorrow, because our business is considered a necessity. So we are definitely going to be staying open. So we have appliance repair, and so people that are out without refrigerators and without ACs and without washers don't do very well staying home without those things. So today is my catch-up day before we are back to work tomorrow. So I'm getting ready to get my stock out and get it going in the canner. And I may start one more thing of stock. My applesauce is done. I think I'm gonna throw the leftover apples in there and just cook them on high pressure so they soften up and get those knocked out instead of making a pie or anything with them. I just wanna get this stuff done. So I have too much to do and it is way too late in the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and get going on that. My canner is already at a boil. My jars are in hot water. I'm getting ready to put my lids in hot water. I'm getting ready to start separating out my stock. This is how I get my stock out and separate it. I just use a ladle and run it through a strainer. I may try and get just the veggie scraps out of this and give it to the chickens, but because of the bones and stuff, I have to be really careful because the dogs get into the pen where the chickens are all the time. I let them run in there, and I don't want them to get any of the cooked bones that will splinter. So I may pick through and get just some of the veggie scraps out, but quite often I just toss the scraps because I always worry about missing some bones that the dogs might get into. But this is how I separate it, and then I will get it into the jars. Well guys, not nearly enough filming today. I got so busy. I think I did probably 11 loads of laundry. The kids had been in and out this past week. Jaden had a double ear infection. Trevlin had a sinus infection. Both of their jobs had closed for a little while. Well, not Jaden's job. He was just out because of his ears. But Trevlin works at a school, so her school was closed, so she came here. So lots of extra laundry and sheets and blankets and everything. And I ended up getting another pressure cooker full of onion stock done. So I have 4 quarts and a pint of onion stock, 2 quarts and a half of applesauce. There wasn't enough to do a third, so we're gonna have applesauce and a quart of apple cider. That's gonna go with our dinners this upcoming week. And then I have 4 quarts of vegetable and poultry stock. So all this stuff is gonna get labeled and put up in the pantry. My house is clean, my laundry is caught up, my floors are mopped.
We are dog sitting for my parents, and she decided to get sick on our bedroom carpet, the one room in the house that has carpet. So I ended up spending 2 hours cleaning carpets today. Not exactly what I planned on doing, but it's done. The carpets needed to be cleaned anyway, so one more thing done, but the whole house is pretty much clean, so we are ready to start our Monday. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Have a great night. And just if you're curious, this is our menu plan for the week. Right here, it's where I'm going to be using applesauce. I'm going to marinate the pork chops in the apple syrup that was left over from the applesauce with a side of applesauce, and then I'll probably put applesauce here also when we do pulled pork sandwiches. So our meal plan for the week is leftover chicken and rice casserole with mushroom caps and carrots, apple pork chops with applesauce and sweet potato fries, Salisbury steak with mushrooms over rice with a salad, sausage and peppers over rice, pulled pork sandwiches with deviled eggs and applesauce, fish tacos, and then leftover night. So that is it.